All right. Well, you indicate in this pre-sentence report that you really didn't do anything, that you didn't know anything about those drugs that were taken into the jail beyond the blood pressure medication, that you had permission to have your sister's cards.
Those were my cards.
And so you didn't really do anything wrong. So what is it you're taking responsibility for?
Your Honor, those were my cards. I do.
Did they have your sister's name on them?
No, they had my name on them, Catherine Harris. I just used my sister's name I was spoken to at Walmart. As far as the drugs, Your Honor, that was my propofol. I take that behind my high blood pressure.
That was in that purse, right?
Yes.
That you said belonged to your sister, right?
My blood pressure pill was in a bag.
In the purse?
Ziploc bag. Yeah, I put it in the side of the purse because I got the purse out because I didn't want nobody to just look in that thing. Money was in there, and I think it was a piece of pipe.
Right.
Like they say cocaine residue was on it, like a piece of glass from a pipe. I don't do drugs, Your Honor.
All right. Well, before you put the blood pressure medication in the purse, where did you have it?
In my pocket.
Okay, why did you take it out of your pocket?
Because when I got out to use the bathroom to go in, when I sat down on the toilet, I didn't want it to fall out, so I just stuck it like on the side of the pocket purse.
Right.
Yeah.
So who was it that you went to Walmart with that day?
It was my sister.
Which sister? What's her name?
Cassandra and her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I stayed in the car because I wasn't feeling good, and I was just asking them what was taking so long, and they were like, well, we done.
Where is Cassandra now?
She's in Alabama.
Right. What was she doing at Walmart that day?
Well, they came up here to visit. They was relative had a funeral. They came to visit. I had a previous incident with that store. I don't even go in there, but they was taking too long, and then the officer said that the lady said that I had to show receipts, and I kept calling them and nobody answered, and they left me and they said we need the bags, and I gave it back to them. I didn't want no problem.
Why did they give you the bags to take?
When I came in the store, I met them to see what was taking them so long, and they had their buggy with the bags. So they were like, we done. We got to go back and get something else.
Where did they go?
They said they had to get some school supplies. So I took the bags onto the car. And when I went back to the store, the officer was coming towards me, and he said, the young lady said, I didn't have a receipt, but I had spoke to the officer and was talking to the officer on my way out. And he was like, we need the bags. I said, sure. And I gave it to him. I'm like, they need to call them, told them they needed the receipt. Nobody answered. And the security lady said, your ride has left you. They left me.
Where'd they go?
They left me at the store. Where they went, I don't know. After that, they just left me at the store. Yeah.
You ever done this before? Used Cassandra's name?
Once, but I did it because I was pretty mad, Your Honor. I'm not gonna lie, I was mad because I felt like I was a fall guy in this. I know people do a lot of things. I have done a lot of things in my life, and I got my life. I turned it around, and
so had you ever done that before? Used her name?
Used Cassandra's name? I think so.
You think so, or you did?
I don't. Yeah, Cassandra, I used her name. Yeah.
Right. Why did you use her name this time?
I just thought they wanted to talk to me,
Who?
About the people at Walmart.
Okay, but why did you?
Oh, because they left me and put me in, they set me up for that. They left me. They went answer the phone to bring their receipt. I know.
I'm trying to figure out why you pled guilty if you didn't do anything wrong.
Because I felt like that was the way that I can get my case over. Listening to my attorney, he said that's the best thing for me to do. That's what Mr. Matthews.
Well, if you had done these things, that was a pretty good result, pretty good resolution of the case. If you had done these things, problem is, you're insisting you didn't do these things.
No, I was, but I felt I don't know how to put it.
Huh?
I don't know how to put it. Yes, I did push that buggy out that store. I sure did. But when they said they needed a receipt and I didn't go in there and get anything, I gave them their bags back because
Where were you living between the summer of '09 and the summer of '23?
09 and 23,
Yeah.
back and forth from Alabama to Cleveland. The 2023, I was here in Ohio.
Right. You were in Willoughby Court for a theft.
Yes.
What did you do on that? What was that theft?
That's what I'm saying. That's why that I had a problem with that once before. That's why I didn't go in that store.
I know. What you stole from Walmart?
We went through the checkout line.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and a couple things that we didn't pay for.
Who's we?
Oh, some friends that I used to hang with that I don't see anymore.
What about this robbery and drug possession in Cuyahoga County that you're on probation for? What happened there?
I gamble a lot. That's my problem, and I never robbed nobody, Your Honor. They had it. The CMHH police put it like a robbery. Somebody said I took $40 from this lady, and there's a lot of people I help out when I got it, and some when I don't give it to them, they do a lot of things to me. Just like over here in this jail, I've been through so much in this jail till I feel like you just sentence me to death. That's just how I feel right now.
So why did they charge you with robbery? Why did you plead? Did you plead guilty in that case?
I don't
Or did
know.
you go to trial?
I didn't go to trial, no.
So you pled guilty to robbery?
Yes, I did. That's how I was trying to get it over with.
So what happened? What was the robbery?
The girl owed me $20, and she was hesitating to give it to me, and my Uber ride was waiting for me. As I sort of like got, as she was trying to give me the money, I was like, hurry up. So I got the wallet and got my own $20. And I see on there they said 40, but it was 20. And then I left with her boyfriend. They do drugs. The boyfriend or the nephew, whatever, pushed her up to say that. I'm in the apartment gambling, and I'm outside talking to CMHH police that they robbing me while I'm in there, But no, it was, I ain't that bad. No.
What was the drug possession? What did you have?
It was a garbage. It was some garbage that they looked through the I don't know what it was. I didn't even see it. It was
Whose apartment was it?
It was my friend boyfriend.
What? So you didn't do anything on that?
I'm talking about the what now?
Well, you were, from what I can tell, you pled guilty to robbery and drug possession in Cuyahoga County.
Yes.
Okay. So what you're telling me is you didn't commit the robbery and you didn't have any drugs. It was in the garbage can in the apartment that wasn't yours.
It wasn't in the garbage can. It was like when they cleaned the table off in a small
Why did they charge you with that?
Because when they came in, I had the garbage in my hand. We cleaned the table off to get the table clean to play cards. And they picked the bag up and started looking. I don't know what was in it, but they said it was drugs. And like I said, listening to my attorney, I wanted to do a trial, but they said it would be bringing them in, listening to attorneys, just wanted it over with. My life is not like that.
Well, it looks like it's like that for the last few years.
I mean, I could say I've had a little bumps and bruises the last few years because my kids got grown, moved out, had too much free time, and started going back to the old crowd, and
Was there Ms. Knaus, was there a victim impact statement received from Cassandra?
There was not, Your Honor. She did call me.
Did you speak with her?
I did.
What did she tell you?
She asked if she had to complete the statement, and I told her she did not, and then she told me that her sister does this all the time, and she wishes we would stop her.
My sister didn't tell me that. She told me that you guys was trying to get her to press charges on me, and she didn't want to. And that
What two guys?
I don't know who she spoke to, but she told me that they kept calling her and saying.
Well, they didn't press charge. She didn't press charges on you. The police arrested you and charged you.
I know. She said that they was calling her to press charges on me, getting her to press charge on me. And she said she told them no, she didn't want to do that.
Okay.
When they sent her the package and stuff.
What?
She said they sent her a package.
When did you talk to her?
I talk to my sister all the time.
Did you how did they discover that you were actually Catherine Harris instead of Cassandra? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, did Cassandra call you, or did you call Cassandra when you were in the Cuyahoga County Jail?
No.
What are one of the names Cassandra goes by?
Didi,
What else?
Jacqueline.
Is it Lele?
No, I'm Lele.
You're Lele. I see. I get confused. I get confused because you're Catherine, right?
I'm
You're not
Catherine.
Cassandra. Okay. Okay. So that's how they figured out you weren't Cassandra.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think you say you think you might have done this once before. Used
No, I
her name.
used my sister Cassandra's name.
Okay.
Well, I apologize. Like I said, I went towards the wrong direction. I've been doing so good in my life, especially when I found out I had this heart trouble and stuff. Like I said, I was just angry.
Why are you causing such a ruckus in the jail all the time?
See, that's what I'm about to get to. I'm not causing ruckus in the jail, Your Honor. I'm a peacemaker. I don't care what my background show. I'm a peacemaker. You got people in jail. We got to live together because we all housed together. You got some people in a group that want to take control over TVs, tablets, and when I get to saying stuff like share, they get mad and secret kite me.
Well, I mean, there's simple things that you just won't comply with.
What is that? I comply with any and everything.
Mar-
I give them the utmost respect.
March 6th, you were charged with you were locked down for 23 hours because you weren't ready for the head count.
I had just got to jail and I didn't know how it went. You notice every time I'm locked down, it's about Anderson. I mean, for nothing. I don't even, Sergeant C.O. Anderson, I don't even know why I be getting moved from different cells. People do different. You got inmates, jail, you surrounded by different type of
I know,
people.
but you got 1, 2, 3, 4,
7.
5, 6 different things on here.
Right, and about tablets, TV, the sergeant.
Usually, if I have a sentencing and there's 1, that's unusual. You got 6.
It's not my fault, Your Honor.
I know nothing's your fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's my only, sir, when I talk biblical to people like get along and let's share, we got to live together, these people get mad and then they write secret
Well, then
kites
quit
at
talking
night.
to them about the stuff. If they don't want to hear it, why are you talking to them about it?
Because you got black and white. That's simple. Black and white. Let me just say it then. It's simple. We got black people and we got white people in the jail. The white people want control over everything. They want power over everything. And when I speak up for us, let us watch TV. Let us watch what we want to watch. Let us use the tablet. When they get up in the morning time, they grab 2 and 3 tablets for their friends. We don't have a tablet. They say we all agree to watch a TV program. We can't watch TV. It's not like I'm taking it a racial thing or that, but it's always about them. We have other inmates in jail. Let us do something. Let's all come together, and get an understanding of who can watch what, who can do this. Kite, like Sergeant said, it's stupid. Sergeant, whenever he said it's only about TVs and tablets, and I can't just. These are young kids. They group up. They in a group. They want to table all night with voices echoing, and I don't want to look at it like it's a racial thing. But let me say this here. I've been through hell in that jail for no reason. I've been through hell in that jail for people writing kites on me, by me respecting them, telling them words of encouragement.
What did you, what was the drug that you had that you were charged with the conveyance with?
Okay, it was a piece of glass pipe.
What else? Was there anything else?
It was they said a Suboxone strip.
All right, where was that located?
The Suboxone strip was in between my credit cards, in between my cards.
In the shoe?
In my shoe. Those was I had no purse. It was my business was in there because I had just left the hospital and I had all my stuff in my shoe. And like I said,
Where'd you get the Suboxone from?
I got it. I think it from a guy just being around people saying, "Let me get one of them."
For what?
Huh?
For what? Why would he give you a Suboxone?
I don't know. People take Suboxone, I think. And I was on, because I be around a lot of white girls that do heroin, and I would have probably gave it to them. I don't do drugs, Your Honor.
Well, if you don't do drugs, what are you doing with drugs?
I didn't have but my pill and that Suboxone, that
Right,
little.
Suboxone's a drug that you didn't, that you just can't, you can't have Suboxone unless it's prescribed.
Like I
What?
said, I be around people that do these, and I
Well,
have.
why would you, if somebody gives you how did you know it was Suboxone?
How did I know what it was?
Yeah.
Because all the people that I be around, they do
Why are you,
heroin.
if you don't do drugs, why are you hanging around people who do drugs?
They be in the vicinity where we be at gambling, in the high rise
Where?
on Wade Park.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I play a lot of poker and ton.
So
But with my condition, I don't.
if you don't do drugs and somebody gives you drugs, why did you take the drugs?
I took the Suboxone, like I said, I'd be around girls that do heroin,
Right.
and I know they be talking about Suboxone, and I would have gave it to them.
You were just going to give it to somebody else?
Yes.
Whew.
I don't do drugs.
Well,
My conditions, I don't even do marijuana. With my pacemaker and my diabetes, I stopped that. The only thing I do is I like to play cards. I like to play poker. Like like I said, I did the wrong way of going back when my boys left home. But my life has been good. You know, I've had an excellent. I've been stable. I don't have a hunky dory past.
so why does Cassandra tell Miss Canals that you keep doing this? You keep using her name all over the place, which causes her problems. Why does she say you keep doing that?
Cassandra might have just said something out of the way, but Cassandra know I don't keep using her name. She know. My sister don't. She probably misunderstood Cassandra. I don't keep doing this.
Did you misunderstand Cassandra when you talked to her, Jennifer?
I don't believe I did, Your Honor.
Okay.
Lord, please.
I don't know how I reconcile all that you've told me, because what you've told me is that on the theft from Walmart in 23, it wasn't really your fault.
I didn't say that. I said I had
on the robbery and the drug possession in Cuyahoga. It wasn't, you really didn't do anything. And in this case, you didn't do anything wrong either. It was just, I don't know what it was. All I know is you pled guilty to something now that you're telling everybody you didn't do.
It was God.
Huh?
I think it was God getting me out of the way, steering me back in the right place. It was God that took me back.
If you were, why would he have to steer you in the right place?
Because I broke off.
Listen, you're sitting in the car. Cassandra and her boyfriend go to Walmart. You're sitting in the car, and what you're telling me is you wanted to go into the bathroom, then you wanted to find them because they were taking too long. You met them in the aisle. They gave you the bags. You took out the bags. You got arrested. They disappeared. You got drugs in your shoe, a pipe in the purse.
It wasn't a pipe, Your Honor.
And then you use Cassandra's name. So if you were, presumably you telling me all that meant you were in the right place to begin with, because you were just going along for the ride to Walmart.
No, they picked me up.
Okay, they picked you up. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay, they picked you up, but you weren't doing anything wrong, so you were already in the right place. You didn't do anything wrong in Cuyahoga. You were already in the right place. Why would God have to steer you to the right place?
Because like I say, I hold responsibility for it. It's not what it seemed to be. It's not the way they wrote it. It's not how it happened. It's not the way they wrote it. It's not how it really happened. I don't.
That's the
I
common
don't know
theme
what to
with
say.
you, though.
I don't know how to put it. But like I said, it happened. It happened.
Right. But what you're telling me is these things keep happening to you, and none of it is any of your fault or responsibility.
It's my fault.
Okay.
It's my fault. I hold full responsibility for my actions. It's my fault.
Ms. Gold?
Thank you, Your Honor. It is the state's position that the defendant is not amenable to community control sanctions, and the state is asking for a prison sentence.
Oh, no. No.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report.
No.
And I have listened to Ms. Harris, listened to counsel.
No.
Ms. Harris doesn't take responsibility for anything.
Yes, I do, Your
She
Honor.
doesn't acknowledge doing anything wrong,
Please don't.
either in this case or in the Cuyahoga case.
Please don't do this,
The
please.
pre-sentence report reflects, and this
Please
is all
don't do
Alabama,
this.
a 94 conviction for larceny, 96 for theft of property, 99 for theft of property, 99 negotiating worthless instrument.
Lord, that's my past.
I know it's your past. I'm going
I've
over your
got
past.
past that. Please, I'm coming from where I
Theft
come
of
from.
property in 04, fraudulent use of credit card, theft of property in 04, fraudulent use of a credit card, theft, shoplifting in 05, 05, theft of property, criminal possession, forged instrument, domestic violence, 05, criminal possession, forged instrument, 06, theft of property, 07, theft of property, 09, criminal possession of a forged instrument. Then we get to Ohio. I don't know what happened. You were in Alabama. I don't know what happened in Alabama between 9 and when you came here, but in 23 you got a theft out of this Walmart. Then in 25 you got a robbery and a drug possession and a falsification. And then you've got this thing. So this seems to be a long-standing issue for you. That you
I'm gonna die in jail. Please don't do this.
That-
Don't
that
do
you,
this. Don't do this.
steal from people and use your sister's name apparently quite a bit. So I'm going to find you're not amenable to community control. And I'm going to sentence you on each of these counts to 12 months in prison. When you get out, you might be on post-release control for up to 2 years under the parole authority.
I'm gonna die in jail. I'm gonna die.
Placed on post-release control. Violate any conditions, a parole authority could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If the violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which is the greater of 12 months, or the time left under post-release control. The costs are assessed, and remaining counts are dismissed. Anything else?
Forfeiture, Your Honor.
Forfeiture. Anything else, Mr. Matthews?
No, Your Honor. All right. Into 2.
In the
Yeah, I
end,
was
the
here.
courtroom wasn't
In
convinced by
Ohio.
the shifting
Right, you were in Willoughby
explanations or
Court for a
emotional
theft.
pleas.
Yes.
Despite
What did you
claiming
do on that? What was
responsibility
that?
at moments, the
That's what I'm
defendant
saying. That's
repeatedly
why that
contradicted her own
check-
statements and denied
check
key
out
parts
line.
of the case.
Yeah.
The judge
a couple
reviewed
things
not
that
only
we
this
didn't pay for.
incident, but a long
Who's
history
we?
of prior thefts,
Some friends that I
fraud-related
used to hang with
offenses, and
that I don't-
repeated encounters with the law.
That
What
was-
happened there?
What began as a
gambled
relatively
lot.
small
That's my
felony
problem.
case quickly
And I
became part of a
never
much
robbed
larger
nobody,
pattern
Your
of
Honor.
behavior.
Living between
Even with arguments about
summer of
medical
09
issues
and
and
the summer
personal
of
hardship,
23.
the court determined that community
09
control
and
was no
23?
longer
Yeah.
appropriate.
The
The judge made it clear that accountability had been avoided for too long, and that
problem with
prior
that once before.
opportunities
That's
had
why I
not led
didn't
to
go in that
change.
store.
I know what
The
you
sentence
stole
was
from
ultimately
Walmart.
delivered.
We
Prison
went through
time,
the
followed by
see
post-release
anymore,
supervision.
you know.
This case highlights
What
a
about
hard
this,
truth about the
this,
justice system.
robbery and drug
When
possession
repeated
in
choices
Cuyahoga
lead to
County that you're
repeated
on probation for?
consequences, courts
They
eventually
had
prioritize
the
public safety and
CMHH police put it
accountability
like a
over
robbery. Somebody
leniency.
said I took $40
No matter the
from
explanation,
this
the record
lady,
speaks
and
louder than words in
that's
court.
a lot of